Hello, everyone. My name is Leanna with Team Alvarez, and today I'm here to guide you through the process of mastering the scope of appointment, also known as SOA. Please note that this is for informational purposes only. As you know, rules and regulations can change, so please take this with an informational approach, okay? Okay, so what is a scope of appointment? A scope of appointment is a fundamental concept in Medicare Advantage sales. It refers to the agreement between the sales agent and the potential enrollee about the specific topics that will be discussed during the appointment. Understanding the scope of appointment is crucial to ensuring a smooth, compliant, and efficient sales process. So here are the ways to collect a scope of appointment. First, we have paper scope of appointments, which are more commonly used. These forms are used during in-person meetings where you can select the product types related to Medicare products that your client wishes to discuss. Next, we have the electronic scope of appointments. These are becoming more popular. The agent will fill out the e-form and email or text it to the Medicare beneficiary. Once received, the beneficiary will review and complete a simple electronic signature. Last, we have the recorded scope of appointments. These are relatively new, with most Medicare enrollment occurring over the phone. The Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services can approve a script read verbatim on a recorded line. The beneficiary must state that they agree to talk about these products, and some carriers are offering different ways to record the scope of appointments. Now we have timing, when to obtain the scope of appointments. An important rule of thumb is that the scope of appointment must be obtained at least 48 hours prior to the sales appointment, as stipulated by the new CMS 2024 regulation. This is not just a CMS requirement, but a measurement that sets the stage for a productive appointment by clearly establishing the discussion's boundaries. Also be aware that scope appointments will only remain valid for 6 months from the beneficiary's signature date. Respecting these timings is crucial for maintaining a good relationship with the potential enrollee and avoiding compliance issues. Now we have when a scope of appointment is required. A scope of appointment is required to discuss Medicare Advantage plans or prescription drug plans. The following plans can be discussed in a Medicare Advantage or prescription drug plan appointment if agreed upon on the scope of appointment at these. And these include dental plans, vision plans, hearing plans, hospital indemnity plans, and Medicare supplement products. So we have the scope of appointment rules required for an appointment confirmation form. There isn't a specific format that Medicare requires. The scope of appointment form must include the following: date of appointment, products to be discussed, beneficiary and agent contact information, beneficiary signature or authorized representative, agent signature, and a statement that includes the following items: that there is no obligation to enroll, and current and future Medicare enrollment status won't be affected by their decision. Scope of appointments at sales and marketing events. You don't need to obtain a scope of appointment at sales events and marketing appointments open to the public. So suppose the event is unavailable to the public, and if it is, in that case, you'll need to obtain a scope of appointment for each person that is in attendance. At these events, you can collect enrollment forms and display business cards. These events are popular leading up to AEP, which is the annual enrollment period, and the Medicare Advantage open enrollment period, which is the OEP. Scope of appointment isn't required for educational events, and educational events are for general information only. So some of the frequently asked questions when talking about scope of appointments are when a scope of appointment should be submitted. You should submit scope of appointment forms before the appointment, before the start of the appointment. So suppose the beneficiary would like to speak about other Medicare-related products outside the original scope of appointment. In that case, you must obtain a new scope of appointment before discussing additional products. Do I need a scope of appointment for a Medicare supplement? You must have a signed scope of appointment to discuss any Medicare-related products. Medicare products include Medicare Advantage plans and prescription drug plans. How long are you required to maintain the scope of appointment documentation? The Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services record retention requirement for a scope of appointment is 10 years. So you must retain a copy of your scope of appointment form for at least 10 years. That's very important. What type of products cannot be discussed during a meeting to discuss Medicare products? You cannot discuss non-healthcare related products such as life insurance or annuities, or regarding Medicare Advantage or Medicare Part D products on appointments. So you must make a separate appointment later to discuss these non-healthcare related items, okay? What are some of the types of scope appointments? You can complete a scope of appointment in paper form, electronic form, CMS approved statements, and answered on a recorded phone call. So we'll wrap this up by summarizing the key points from the webinar. We talked about what a scope of appointment is, ways to collect a scope of appointment, when to collect a scope of appointment, when a scope of appointment is required, rules of scope of appointments, scope of appointments at public and private events. So we did discuss a lot today, but the scope of appointment process is not just a CMS requirement. It's an opportunity to build trust, streamline your sales process, and ultimately drive better results. So if you're looking for an agency to support you through your Medicare journey of serving your clients, please feel free to reach out to our recruiting department at 888-435-7857 or recruiting@teamalvarez.net. I'll keep this on the screen for a little longer in case you have to take a screenshot or write down our phone number. Okay, so with that being said, my name is Leanna. I'm with Team Alvarez. It was a pleasure doing this webinar for you. I hope that it was helpful, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.